Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. Due to the time differences, I hope everyone is doing quite well. Um, so today's Friday. We're gonna talk about, oh my goodness. We're gonna have a constructive conversation. I have two issues that was brought to me by some friends. We're gonna discuss it. If anybody has questions, can ask questions, but you can also bring your contributions productively. Both individuals are going to be on to uh, listen in also. Let me play my jingle.
Hey, Adwoa Odo Nsem reso. Make us say why you meja. Omo ye ko pass na ye ntie no. Ono de oba. Ozo ne bu. Na wa chire chire nsem apensem pensem. Awa we mo wa chiasie. Inti odofo besemi yanko. What I mean is, beloved, Adwoa Odo Nsem is here. Let us go and listen to her. All you have to do is to give her your listening ears. She's going to bisect, trisect, dissect, and even intersect the words of this life to you. I am going to listen to other Messiah. Media Miko, Miko cry, Miko Tierno, share.
Hello.
When Tina, why yo, the counselor back up, no size, oh yeah, kick, Angaza, Angaza, Angaza.
Mema obi a adɔfoɔ no mu nyinaa akɔ aba. Brother Zekamoni, apɔ mu ɛte sɛn? M'ani agye so atumi ajoin me ɛnɛ anwummerɛ yi. Ɛnɛ we going to just have a constructive conversation. I have two individuals, two friends, who sent me a message on through Messenger, and uh, they asked me question. I gave them my response, but sometimes they want me to like bring it live and discuss it, and then get some feedback from other people as to what they need to do. So we're just going to go through each one of them. And then in between, if anyone wants to drop a topic, you can drop a topic and then we can discuss it. If we're not able to finish any new topic that you drop, then we can follow up next week and talk about it. If you have questions or like you have pressing issues, you can also bring it up. I will do my very best to answer any questions to my best ability. In here we come to learn, share information, and be respectful to each and everyone. Wisdom is not in one person's head. So we have to learn to be resilient. If someone says something that you feel is like you feel they might it's like close to something that you dealing with, and you feel that being insultive, you can share your views and your opinion without having to insult or disrespect anyone, because that's not what we're here for. When people insult, disrespect, bully people, other people on social media, it does not solve any problem. You're just creating more problems. And that's not what I'm about. I'm all about empowerment, um, and then making sure that, we are just encouraging each other to be positive, encourage each other on, not to be hurtful to other people. We have to uh, learn coping skills, effective communication. Hey, this is a friend, further. Mhm. We here to, like, encourage each other, empower women, also encourage our men to learn to love their wives, girlfriends, families, and using our words to deal with situations, problems, because, challenges and struggles are part of life. We cannot escape it. Even sometimes you don't want other people's issue to for you to be part of it. But some people will even, sew a dress and put it on you by force. You have to be part of it. When you hear issues, sometimes it's good if you have experienced that, to share your experience, or you can share your opinion, something that you think might be able to help. We're not here to bring anybody down, or, like, just be negative. negativity Negativity does not uh add anything to our life, oh my goodness, it's afraid of you. Oh man, your chromo form party sion ain't no to say what country, no country that nobody wants to listen, because you move a brain party, and then I have a lot of friends watching me. Nipa be bromo hear me be on honoma after work, Omo ba bɛhwɛ, nti sɛ ɔmo ba na menka borɔfo no a, then they'll be like, we can understand you. And, English is universal. So I like to, like, do one of my program in English, the other one in mostly the Akan language, the Chi language, which is when I'm with Sofo Samuel Koso on Saturdays at 3 p.m. That's when we speak Chi throughout, but you still hear me speak English here and there, because that's just me. Me country in name Korea and my switch it in tentum so. Yeah, yeah. Obapa. Ahofedia. The FCA. Ain't to say, yeah, some more. Because sometimes, like me, no, my sister, any mean you are bear my omodia some about Mibusa almost saying Timia, but they don't have to, like, do video, and they can do audio, and then, be part of the program, but they're not up to that yet. They say that their name will still show, and they don't want to create fake accounts. So I said, I respect that. I offer for them to call my WhatsApp number, and they still kind of like hesitant, which is okay. It's not everyone who feel comfortable talking about their issues, in public, So sometimes it's hard for some people to be able to do that. So today's program, the first issue, the first problem that a brother brought to me, and I've been talking to him for like almost a month now, and I give him enough advice that I feel like he's on his way. But he was okay with me bringing it in public to talk about it. So with our brother, he came here for some time. He's been in abroad for over 20 years, and he doesn't have any children. So he decided, when he came, he was younger. He's in his 30s. So when he came here, he worked, he's hardworking, he doesn't have any issues. So it's like he decided to he had girlfriends abroad, not too many girlfriends. He had girlfriend, but it didn't work out. So he decided to go back home and get married back home, get married to somebody back home. And he did. He went back, he met this lady that he felt that they have a lot in common, and they will be able to like build a life together because the um characteristic, the character that he saw and the interaction that he had with this lady, he really truly was really satisfied with it. So he filed for the lady to come abroad to join him here. And when the lady came, for the first couple months, things seems to be in place. Into a year, everything is fine. They went into 2 years. So, like, the lady went for CNA. Mhm. The guy, support her. Oh, thank you so much. Nyame Inshira Wunso Osa. God bless you as well, Safreda. So she once she graduated for CNA, she started working with at nursing home and other, health facility, and she was making some money. So them going into 3 years, the lady uh, broke up with this guy, and he said that, like, he truly loved the girl, and he wanted to spend the rest of his life with the girl, but she broke his heart because he's not the type of person that he's with a woman and then he goes outside. Once he's with you, everything is, you get his everything. He doesn't, step outside. So he felt that, the lady got married to him because she wanted to come to abroad. So my thing was like, I mean, this is not news, right? There has been instances, Brother Peter Dunn, so welcome. There has been instances where as you hear stories like that, I know of somebody who went through something like that. And it's not easy, right? When you file for someone from back home and you bring them abroad thinking that they love you. No, they love being abroad and in Krakow, some to have their Krakow, but so once they come and have some type of education and get some type of degree, they feel like, they better than the partner. So this guy, the girl did not just leave him. She told him that right now, at her level, the guy is not at her level, so they can no longer be together. So she left him. So when he sent me the when she sent me the message on Messenger, what he said was like, Sister Adwoa Odo, please help me take my pain away. And I'm reading like, what the hell? I cannot help anybody take nobody's pain away. I cannot do that. That stamps on you, the individual, victim, or whomever. When one goes through situation, a breakup, being brokenhearted, the only thing, even if you've seen a counselor, the only thing that a counselor can do with you, having sections with you, is to talk to you and help you be able to understand what happened, how it happened, or how that came about. What are some of the things you can put in place to be able to heal from that, you know, that problem, that taking steps back. However, to deal with the issue, to deal with the loss, and to deal with the pain, because if you don't deal with the pain and find other coping skills to help you heal, you're going to carry that with you into your next relationship. So, um, our brother was like, I don't know what to do. And he spoke in terms of like, this lady was his everything because, like, when now I understand why somewhere in the Bible, Sister Frida, you might know that. No, actually, I know Ephesians 20, I believe 25, 22 to 25, somewhere. Like, they talk about women being submissive and men loving their wives, right? Because when we have our men loving us, it's really deep. It really comes from within. And this brother, after talking to him for some time, I realized that he's been dealing with a lot, right? And he is in such pain that he feels like she was his everything, and he doesn't feel that he can love anybody as he had loved this girl. I was like, man, you need to snap out of it, okay? It's not like, broken heart. Some of us have gone through it. It's not easy, and we all deal with situation differently. Not everyone is able to, like, stick it and be like, what, the hell with this person, I'm done, like this. But some people, they cannot let go, and they hold on to those feelings, and then instead of moving on. Hey, Nana, y'all. Today, dear, why? Today, how did I get you here? Please, oh, what kind of case? What is? What if it was a French kiss? Please forget about it. I don't know, but bro, baby brother, like, to tell you the truth, the way this guy go talk, it seems and it feels like the Tonga has part to do with it. And he's saying that their marriage, their relationship and marriage for the 3 years that they were together, like, it was superb, right? But one day she just told him that, like, he's not on her level, and she's done. And she left. She actually left his place where she had already hired her own apartment. And like, it's crazy when you brought someone from back home, all the stress, the hard work in doing double triple work to make enough money to file for someone, and then the person comes and join you, and that's the end of it. I mean, it's such a shame. uh my dear sister Dora, welcome. So, I was like, snap out of it. You're going to get over it, and you're going to be able to heal from it, and you're going to be able to find somebody. Maybe this is a blessing. Most times when you're in love with someone and the relationship don't work out, majority of us think that that's the end of the world. I mean, this guy, and guys, share your views and opinion, please. No insulting, no disrespect. This guy said that it got to a point that he did not want to even live anymore. And I was like, man, serious. Okay. So, like, in terms of finding someone, but I asked him, I was like, okay, you had a relationship before you went back home to get married to this lady? And he said yes. So I asked him, what happened with your previous relationship with the person that was already living in abroad? And his response to me was that the lady had a boyfriend back home, and they were together for less than a year. And the lady lost contact with the boyfriend when she came. And when he met her, like, she hasn't be able to connect with the boyfriend. So after they started dating for a year, she was able to meet a mutual friend through a party that she went, an event that she went, and she connected with the boyfriend. The boyfriend was not married to anybody because he was saving himself for her. And I'm saying to myself, really, this guy has to be a saint. He's saving himself for her. So like she broke it off to go back to the boyfriend. So I was like, I mean, why would she be in a relationship if she was in love with somebody and he couldn't, give me anything to that? He was like, the best person to ask would be the lady. I was like, you're right, but since the two of you are not together anymore, I cannot ask, because sometimes when we tell a story, there's always two sides to a story, and each one of us would tell our part of the story really nice and sweet. We will not speak of what we did wrong or how it went south. We mostly put the blame on the partner who is absent, right? So I was like, okay, let me just leave that alone. So I asked him, like, when that relationship did not work out, how come he did not find another person here to date? And he said, like, the work that he does, truly, like, he doesn't even have time to go out and socialize. He's constantly, if he's not at home sleeping, he's at work, So it's like he doesn't go out to meet anyone that he will be able to. So I was like, so how are you able to have a girlfriend before? And he was like, he got to know her through a mutual friend. I was like, fine, that's fair enough. Anyhow, so at some point, he said this happened like, some years ago. It's like it's been over 3 years since this happened. And, I was like, so it's been over 3 years after she left you, and you still struggling, moving on? He was like, no. Now, this is where the story got even like crazier. So after 2 years, he met another girl here. The girl was living with some family friends and she was working. So uh, they were talking, and the girl explained to him that the place that she's staying is family friends. She loved the fact that they have given her shelter and everything, but she doesn't feel comfortable in the house. And they since he lives by himself and he wants to, like, build a life with her, she thinks that it would be best for them to move in together. And he said okay, because I mean, like, he's moving on. So that's a yay, right? That's a plus. So he had the girl move in with him. He's doing a project back home, and the project that he's doing, he's putting some of his earned money at home. He's not putting everything in the bank, because he's saying sometimes he needs money last minute, and when he needs money last minute and going to the bank and ATM, he may not be able to withdraw as much money that he would like to send back home. And sometimes if it's a weekend, he needs to wait till like Monday. So he saves some money home and stuff like that. So he lives with this new girlfriend, and less than a year, he went to work, he came back, the place was empty. The lady was not there. All her stuff was gone and everything. So it's like he's like in the house wondering. He called her phone, it went to voicemail, it doesn't even ring and stuff. So later on in the evening, the lady called him, and he asked where she was at, and she was like, oh, you didn't know? I left. And he was like, to go where? He was like, well, I left your ass. Right now, I'm in another state. And he was like, he was confused. He was like, huh? Like, what are you talking about? Do you have another job over there? She was like, no, man, I'm no longer going to be with you. It's over. And then he said, as he's talking to her, the first thing that came to mind was where he stashed his money. He went to see where he stashed his money, and there was no money, not even a penny left in there. So the girl took his savings that he's been keeping at home. And I was like, why would you even let somebody that you met not less than a year, you have her moving with you, she tells you a story, you don't even meet the family that she's staying with, and you allow her to come live with you. Now she just robbed your house. And then she was like, she told him, then she was like, oh, don't worry about it, I took the money that you have stashed in the house, and the reason why I took it because I took it to pay all the tonga that you all the tonga that you enjoy. So she took the money, okay? So once that happened, that's when like it just re-trigger what he went through over 3 years ago with the lady that she married from back home and brought abroad. So like he was like, he wants me to like help take his pain away. So I explained to him, under no circumstances can anybody take be able to take your pain away. Pain is pain. Pain is necessary. We go through pain. Sometimes, like, this is how you will be able to know that you do exist and you need medical care. You need some counseling. You need some assistance. You need to talk to someone. So I asked him to speak with someone that he trusts, or like just go talk to a counselor, because talking to a counselor does not mean that you are sick. Sometimes we just need to vent. So he was like, why can't I just vent to you? I was like, well, that's fine, you can do that. But at some point, like the first day you sent me X, Y, and Z, I can talk to you for a week or so, but if it goes beyond a week or so, then you're gonna have to start paying up. And he said he's okay. So our brother, like, he's gradually coming, getting over, two relationship that did not work out so great. We also have to understand that some of the underlying issue, our brother trusts too easily, and sometimes it could be desperation also. Like when some of us, women normally, when we get to certain age, we want to be married and start having children because we feel like our clock is ticking. There are some men also, like, with their family, when they get pressure from their family that at their age they should start, producing babies. So he has a lot of pressure coming from his family, to start, having children because he's not getting any younger. So what is happening is that because he does not have time to go and socialize a lot, go out to parties, to out in the community, and just roam and interact with people and get to know the person before he asks the person out, because like you can just meet people and ask them, and tell them that you're looking for someone to spend the rest of your life with. Sometimes the storyline can sound so great and everything. However, you have to be mindful because we do have sharks, human sharks. We do have humans that are very greedy. We have some people who are very selfish. We have people who is money hunger. We have people who shows conditional love, right? We have people who pretend to love you or to like you, even though they despise you. They have their hidden agenda. So I explained to our brother, like, he has a softie, okay, and he trusts too easily. So how do you guys think he should handle, like, I mean, right now he don't got no girl, he's single, but he's not in a rush now to get into another relationship. I gave him some things that he needs to do, because he needs to be fully healed. He needs to forgive and forget and start over. And him starting over, I asked him to not carry over all the pain, the broken heart, into a new relationship, because the next person that he might meet might be the Mrs. Right. However, if he carries over his anguish, his pain, and everything into that relationship, he may not be able to produce the love that he has, his general love that he develops for partners. And he can it can turn into, he can allow his pains and despair to overcloud his true feelings, whereas he will end up hurting the next person that he goes into relationship with. And we cannot have that, because some of us, when we go through pain and then we go into a new relationship, we are too extra careful, and sometimes we miss the most important things, the little things that will help a relationship to grow, or a marriage to grow. Like, love manifests with time, understanding, effective communication, commitment, being loyal, being able to compromise for necessary things, being supportive, and so many other things, in due time is going to manifest. But if you are lacking of most of these coping skills, it's not going to manifest. It's just going to be a standstill. Like, we talk about some people fall out of love. They are missing a lot of coping skills. There's no such thing as Mr. Charming, Prince Charming, I should say. There's no Prince Charming. There's no Cinderella, Snow White, princess, and whatever. We have to make each other that. Kay will be my Prince Charming, and he's my Prince Charming because we have learned to grow in our relationship, in our marriage. It didn't start out as where we are, that we have more understanding, we have a lot of dialogue, we are able to express our feelings, either in a negative or in a positive way, with great understanding between us, boundaries. We know where we draw the line, and we understand each other. So whenever I do something that Kay does not like, he's able to express that to me respectfully, and I'm able to process it and sit around and figure out, okay, how best can I change this setting? Okay, how long do I need to like work on this issue? Because I have to work on myself. Kay cannot change me, and I cannot change him unless either one of us make the decision to change. I gave an experience that I had before I met Kay. I had an ex boyfriend, that broke my heart. And it was really painful. Sometimes, like when you have a broken heart, like, at times it feels like your heart is coming out of your chest, because you literally feel pain inside, and it's not a good feeling. You have some people, they will not be able to come out of that. They can develop other, they can get stressed, be depressed, have bipolar. Like, it can lead into a lot of other mental health issues because of um, you know, a bad relationship that they came out of it. Some of them see that as a bad past experience or like a traumatized event. Some of us may not see it that way because we, as I said in the beginning, we deal with situation in differently. So something that I may be able to get over within hours, days, weeks, months, someone it will take them years and years and years and some counseling before they will be able to function. So Sister Sage Williams, Medafopa, oh my goodness, I'm talking so much. I didn't even realize you have landed. Um, and greetings to you also. Sister Sage is greeting all the beautiful people aboard. Into the Yemawakwaba says, make us say. So, like, what might work for me may not work for Kay or other people outside our relationship or our marriages. So it's like, I just gave him my experience that I went through a broken heart before. I did not personally wanted to get into any relationship. I said to myself, I was not going to love anybody no more. I was not going to get married. I was not going to be in any relationship. That's like the pain talking. That so like, when I first met Kay, when we started talking, na oh yeah, lie, no, like I had an attitude. I wasn't even, giving him the opportunity to get to know him. It took my best friend, who is Samel. My best friend is Samel. Like now, Case, my best friend. So it's like, like it took my male friend to finally open my eyes. He was straight up with me. He said to me, hey, Bra Kofi, I'm to say, watch me more club. Hey, Bra Brown, so Wabelandina, what to Honumudi, eh? My dear sister, Esther Free, me my own so wakwaba. So like I was not giving Kay a lot of I see you. For sure, it's really I know, right? So you back up brand new. Oh man, it's good to have you here. So I was not, my friend, he gave me real talk. He told me, he was like, okay, you're not the only person whose heart has been broken. And the person that you are so madly in love with, would you prefer being with someone who does not return the love that you have for him and just be miserable in that relationship? And I was like, no. And I was saying it through tears, right? Because I was like, I was in pain. And I was like, I was expecting my friend to like, give me his shoulders to cry on. And here he was like, giving me real talk. And those are the type of friends that we need. People who will tell you the mere truth. They don't sugarcoat anything. He gave it to me straight up. Saya to renew day obesima after ba kupe. Saya memo kwaba. Good evening to you as well. And Sister Ya Tobra is greeting all the viewers on the platform too. So my friend was like, you need to get over it. And he was like, Adwoa, I know you like, and I'm really tough. Like he was like, my friend was like, I have never seen you cry. I'm getting into debate with people, like arguing with people, like because when you go out to like event or like meet as friends, And some people start talking smack. I will put myself in it. I don't insult people, but I let people know, listen, I might be a woman, but you cannot talk to me anyhow you want. And he was like, I always see you to be this tough girl. And today you sitting here crying over a man. Hey, none it is any quartier, the son, I'm saying, oh, come on. How are you going to bring that in there? It's not about that. And he was like, so just think about it. Since the two of you being together, what are some of the instances that this person have shown you, that tells you that he loves you the same way that you love him? He was like, you go out of your way to do things for him, but has he done anything at all since the two of you being together? So I'm sitting there as I'm crying, like I have my hands like halfway to dry my eyes, my tears, and I was like, you know, there hasn't been anything, any time, not even one time that he has done anything that I feel like he cares for me the same way that I care for him. So probably this might be a blessing in the sky. But I was still in pain. Like I think of all those months, that like I loved him. I really, really did. I gave him my heart. It was really painful. So my thing was like, so then I started talking to my friend. I was like, you know what? The next person that I meet, I'm not going to love the person and I'm going to give the person hell. So my friend was like, is the next person you're going to meet the same one that broke your heart? I was like, no, but it doesn't matter. He was like, it does matter because that's somebody's brother, that's somebody's son, that's somebody's uncle. So you can't just go and mistreat other people because somebody broke your heart. If you are upset, if you are, you angry, it's the person that broke your heart that you need to call and give that person a piece of your mind, and that will set you free. So it's like, talk about having a really true good friend. Like he really put some sense into me. And then he was like, well, this new guy that you talking to, that you telling me you don't like, you don't want to be in a relationship, I want to invite you and him to come to my house, my wife's and my house, whereas we will have dinner together. I was like, really? I really don't want to bring him. He was like, listen, just invite him. So I invited Kay. I let him know my best friend, who is the guy, and his wife are inviting us to come and have dinner with them. So Kay said, okay. And we went to double date at home, yeah, at my friend's house. And it was like, it was truly, truly a beautiful night. It was the best date I ever had, but Kay did not know at the time because I didn't show anything for him to think that I have fallen for him, I'm a softie and stuff like that. Hey, so we know that I know I say so true. So before the night was over, my friend called me to the kitchen and he was like, Adwoa, this one, you have to hold it. You cannot let this one go because he will be good for you. The two of you too like hyper and he is calm. So the two of you sister, no, right? And at the same kwaji tumu saa na ube mo beka say, oh, say girl dey wo here nyina na ope me. And o church o ye ni what titi mi hu go me hu. Ke dey me titi mi hu go ni so mom. Me titi mi hu go ni so pa. So so like, my friend was like, listen, you have to give him the opportunity to get to know you better, and you need to get to know him. And my friend was like, trust me, you guys will be good together. So I was like, okay, because I trust my friend. I trusted my friend then, and I trust him now, because he's someone, who say things as it is. He does not sugarcoat things. If I did wrong, he let me know I did wrong. If I'm right, he let me know. He gives advice, and he's a good friend. Even though, like, before we became friends, he told me that he has never been friends with a female, um, without having a relationship with the person. And I was like, well, then this is going to be the first time ever. And he thought that I was like playing. And then we became the bestest friends. And he was like, I don't know if you can tell the future, but we were really good friends. We are still friends. And some of his friends, one of them passed away. He rests in peace. He used to see us, and he's a starter, right? And then we're like, he said, no, 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 you can't tell me that, like, you and Adwoa has not slept together. And I'm like, what is up with Ghanaian people? Like, a woman cannot be friends with a man. If a woman is friends with men, they slept together. Like, come on, open your eyes, be a critical thinker. It doesn't have to be that. So, like, I did listen to my friend, but I didn't let Kay know that I'm already going to, like, give him the opportunity. And then my friend's wife, Rita, who is my friend now also, also pulled me aside. She was like, oh, Adwoa, this wine, dear, where the lotto? I mean, say, what is wrong with you and your husband? What do you mean by the lotto? I have won the lotto. Huh? Yeah, please, you guys spare me with that. And I said, Rita, don't turn me off. What do you mean I have won the lotto? I'm still I still don't have no money. She was like, you know what I mean. So, like, I share my story with the guy to let him know that some of us have been heartbroken, whereas we did not want to even bother with being in another relationship, because truly I did not want to be in another relationship. I did not want to be bothered. It was just, I just didn't want to deal with anybody, and at the time I still have my anger management problem. I had anger. So, like, I just didn't want to, like, have anyone come and piss me off for me to, like, tell them a piece of my mind and stuff like that. Boss, oh boss, boss, that about Rasta one. Boss, memo about the marvelous, knowledgeable, strong, well, kind-hearted. Oh man, and motivational boss lady boss. Nemo Akava. Ain't he, like, so it was, the transition was difficult for me, right? Even though it has been a while, I didn't want to, I wasn't ready to get in relationship. But my best friend truly kind of, like, guide me and help me get over the lump by going through. He didn't let me jump over. He helped me dealt with my pain. He gave me the listening ears for me to vent my frustration and, talk about the type of person that I am. And I do not understand why someone would treat me the way that they treated me. Because if you with me, what wasn't I doing that the person chose to cheat on me? I mean, we were not married, but, like, when you're in a relationship, it has to be with you and the person. You have to be uh, faithful to your partner. You have to love your partner. You have to care for your partner. You have to understand. You have to be supportive emotionally, psychologically. You don't do shit, like, excuse my friend. You do not do shit with people or shit on people's love because you feel that, okay, listen, this person is in love with me so much, I can do whatever and mistreat that person use the person financially, whatsoever, because they love me so much, they will do anything for me. I just feel like men and women who goes into relationship based on hidden agenda, based on money, based on selfish needs, based on all the negative things that you can do to a person. Because when it comes to a person's feelings, it's not okay for anybody to mess with that. You cannot mess with people's feelings because you don't know how much the person can take. We have had women who had lost their mind, they had gone mad because they lost someone so much. They gave the person their all, and that person betrayed them, that person mistreated them, that person just left them for their best friend or another person. We have some men who will leave their wives to be married to their wife's sisters or best friend. And I just don't understand. There's a say that show me your friends, and show me your friend and I can tell you the type of person that you are. This person has been friends with that one. This is this person's siblings. How different do you think their love is going to be? Because they know each other. Whatever behavior they displaying, oh, they're going to multiply that and times that. Me personally, I don't feel sorry for men who are womanizer. I don't feel sorry for women who just love changing partners. Even when they they still allowing another person to enter their, treasure because they don't respect themselves. I don't feel sorry for either one of them because in the long run, men who are womanizer, they end up with the worst of the worst. That's part of your punishment because you just being selective. You are greedy, you selfish, so you want to pick and choose, breaking people's heart. You think when someone is in pain and they curse you, now believe me, karma is a bitch. I mean, some people have experienced. Brother Brian near, bro, Apomo is saying, oh, yes, so I don't. And in Shira, for the royal family, we all doing very well. We are blessed and grateful. Thank you so much for asking. Oh, Adwoa Odo family. I trust everyone is doing great. I believe and I trust everyone is doing great. Brother Brian, Memo Wakwaba. So it's like the first issue that I discussed is our brother who asked me to help take his pain away. I can, I explained to him I cannot take his pain away. That's going to stamp on him. Ebegyina ne so ɛna saa pain no watumi ahele ne self. Sɛ ɔndwendwen na ɔmma deɛ ɔbaa bi ayɛ no no ɛnhyɛ ne mu, na ɔnyɛ sɛ ɔkɔhyia ɔbaa foforɔ a deɛ ɔbaa bi de ayɛ no ne nti no ɔnnɔ ɔbaa no sɛnea wɔdɔ wei sei no. Anaasɛ ɔbɛ mistreati ɔbaa foforɔ, ebi ana saa ɔbaa foforɔ no koraa ne ɔbaa a he is destined to be with. Nti no, me deɛ ne sɛ mekyerɛ ne sɛ ɔmma ne ho mmerɛ. Na afei nso no, te sɛ wɔyɛ obi a ne nsɛm ɔmmerɛ na wɔyɛ adɔyɛ a, relationship wokɔ mu a, right? What you start with, no, that's what the woman is going to expect. There are some men that when they go into relationship, they produce money and money and money. Some of them, no, it's not their money. It's somebody's loan. Sometimes it's a company's money. And they using it. It's a family member's money who they have been sending from abroad to them, and they're using it to chop women, to enjoy women, and you take, and then when you settle with this person, now they find out say all the money that you showing the person is not yours. or you cannot continue to produce that type of luxury for the person. So, like, when you go into relationships, before you get married, or get to know the person, don't push things on the person that you cannot continue throughout, because that woman is going to expect for you to continue with the pampering, the showering of whatsoever that they getting and stuff like that. So some of you, or some of us, set ourselves up for failure, and it's not good. That's not healthy. It's not healthy for you to build your relationship based on something that is inexistent, based on lies, okay? Not based on, you have to, like, every relationship have their pillars. Some of them have 5 pillars, some have 6 pillars, some have 10 pillars, some have 4. Some of them, they have respect, effective communication, they have um, commitment, they have loyalty, some have trust. That will be the 5th one, or the first one. Some of them transparency, honesty. Some of them compromising. Others, they'll be like, okay, I need to build my self confidence. So it's like everyone have their big 5, at least. You have to have big 5 pillars. What do you want to build your relationship on? Faithfulness, honesty, effective communication. Effective communication, no matter what it is, anyone who is in a relationship, or anybody, married or not, even in a relationship, that works, have a job, or interact with people, you have to learn effective communication. You need to learn how to dialogue with somebody. If someone tells me something I don't like to hear, how can I respond to the person without being insulting, or without being disrespectful? Okay, boss lady says something that I don't like. How can I communicate that with boss lady? Okay, do I need to do it in public, or do I need to call boss lady behind the camera and speak to boss lady? For me, our approach was speaking to boss lady behind the camera. If boss lady wants to bring it out and us having a conversation about it in regards to what we have learned from that incident, great, we can talk about it. That's having constructive conversation, right? So I can call boss lady and be like, boss, Apumuti saying, how you doing, boss? Today I really enjoy your program. The contribution was like awesome. When I call boss lady, you said something, and I don't think that you realized, but I think you said it in the moment, and I truly felt disrespected, or I felt embarrassed how you said it. I mean, this is the situation. Do you think that we can talk about it, because I don't want to have ill feeling towards you, and I want you to know that things like this, it triggers me. So in the future, can we do better and not talk in that manner? Boss lady will understand, and she will likely apologize, and then you drop it, you let it go, because we have squashed it, right? But we have people, instead of picking up a phone to call somebody to speak with the person and letting the person know, this is something that triggers me. I cannot have you putting me out there. So we need to talk about this, and you have to be respectful. Don't go, like boss lady. No, or I cannot call Bra Kwabra and say, Bra Kwabra, do you know what boss lady did? Like, I just cannot understand. And then what I'm creating toxic environment. It's unhealthy. I'm defaming boss lady, and it's something so little. that can be resolved. But some of us, we tend to create chaos, bigger issues out of something so simple that when you discipline yourself, okay, when you are able to emotionally build yourself with emotional resilience, right? Which I talked about last week. How do you react to situation when it happens to you? Most of us, oh, Dr. Joe Kinsley, most of the time, when we go through things, we expecting other people to fix us. Nobody can fix us. We need to fix ourselves. So when you go into bad relationship and you are able to get out of that bad relationship and you still breathing, that's the best you can do. All right. Just be thankful that you have been able to remove yourself from a toxic relationship, from unhealthy relationship. Then you need to sit down, assess what are some of the things that you felt you were not able to produce into that relationship. Where are the areas that you lacked of? Is it having sex during sex time? Mudi mu ho no, sɛ na edie ne kɔ. Ebi a wato pa enye papa. Ebi nso a wodi kɔhyɛ hɔ a na wahwie agum na adeɛ yadwo. Enti adwo a ɛmaa nso deɛ sɛ bɛrima okun boyfriend whomever woni wo ho kafoɔ wɔ hɔnom na woni ne da. Na sɛ woamma ɔbaa ne ho amma mfitiaseɛ anaasɛ wo sɛ ɛsiane sɛ mpere ho nti wo ho ba no wantumi amfane creative way na ɔbaa no ho ba Charlie, you go suffer rough. Kyerɛ sɛ wobu so ɔbaa no asɛm kora nsɛm kora obetu ama wo no, you regret even opening your mouth to ask the lady. You need to make sure foreplay is something that couples need to learn. You have to learn to foreplay longer in order for your love making, sexual interaction, even your quickie to be certified, to be satisfactory, right? Satisfaction. You need to learn better foreplay. And the social media, internet, Google, you can learn YouTube, you can learn so much things now. You don't need Adwoa Odo to come live and teach you how to make, as a man, how to make love to your partner, or as a woman, how to make love to your partner. But sometimes also it's fun to talk about it openly because some people feel shy to talk about certain topics, right? But it's okay. That's part of human nature. Some of us don't feel comfortable having certain conversation because we're not there yet. That's okay. But if others are able to do so, those who are not ready, just have an ear to listen and take some lessons out of it and utilize it. Sometimes when you practice some things, practice makes you perfect. Yes, our perfection is knowing exactly what you were doing, where to touch your partner, how to sweet talk your partner, not to dupe your partner, not to mistreat your partner, not to lie to your partner, not to be manipulative to your partner, not in a negative aspect. I'm talking about in a positive aspect. How can I, sweet talk my wife or husband for them to stay excited, right? And them to enjoy our sexual interaction. A man and a woman can be sexually attracted to each other, right? Without having sex because they have self control, self discipline. They have emotional resilience, because we have to build everything is all in the mind. You cannot say, oh, I was like, I love him, I love her, so we couldn't hold ourselves. What do you mean? Hey, hey, I'm sorry, before two people can have sex, make love, or whatsoever, no, there is seconds between our actions. So within that second, no, you have to utilize your mind. Let your mind be active. Okay, this person that I'm sleeping with, we just met. Is it appropriate place to sleep with this person? Oh my goodness, does he have protection? Like you have to like run that through yourself. But some people are, oh my gosh, I was lusting after him so much I couldn't think. If you're having sex and you cannot think, you got an issue, because you should be able to think rationally in making sure that the steps that you taking is the right steps for you. Are you ready for that? Or are you doing it to satisfy your partner instead of yourself? Do not do anything in a relationship if you as a woman or as a man, you are not ready for it. So our brother, his heart was broken. He's one of those good men. That's the best I can put it, because speaking with him, he's someone who is not womanizer, and he hasn't have a lot of partners. So because he wants to play it safe. But a lot of women do not feel attractive to men that play safe. A lot of women, we are so drawn and attractive to men that are like, bad to the bone. I say my penguin for they say maybe no ma say wodwen ho a wonim de nti a wopɛ nipa no, because bema no ɛka nsɛm hu and nsɛm a ɔka nsɛm de degu asum or rapport rough. Some of our men know how to like really charm you. Hey, they know how to do that. So sometimes when you truly believe it, my dear brother Urban Asari Morris I welcome you. So it's like, we have some of our men, they truly know how to like talk to women and say the things that women wants to hear. This our brother, he's not one of those people, like, and he's so truthful. So, I just don't know. What is it about human nature? When a man knows a woman loves him, he mistreats her, take advantage of her. Vice versa. When a woman knows a man loves him, loves her, she does the same thing. She misuse him and mistreat him. I just cannot quite understand humanity. Human beings. It's like nkosi nkosi, nkoda nkoda. When we have, we don't want. When we don't have, we want. I mean, like, trouble does not find human. It's human that find trouble or cause trouble. Asam empe nipa. Nipa ene asam. We create our own issues and then we want people to save us. We are our own destroyer, our own enemies. What you want, every good relationship, if you talk to couples, every good relationship, every lasting, healthy marriages, relationship, both partners took time to work on themselves, doing self care, having self love, building self confidence, doing self assessment, valuing themselves, having self discipline / self control, being able to identify their stronghold, which is their weakness. The weakness that do not benefit them, they will delete it and make sure that they don't even look back for that. weaknesses that we feel you can really work on it and build into your life that will help you excel, you work on that. And then your strength. Sometimes our strength can also be our weaknesses. The reason being, when one feels that they are untouchable, they make mistakes because they feel I'm untouchable. I know it all. Nobody ever knows it all. You need to be able to take a step back every now and then and allow our partners to also carry some of the weight. We cannot, one person cannot carry a relationship. It's always important for both partners to learn to build some type of feelings, emotional feelings, have emotional connection with your partner, being able to be receptive to change, being receptive to loving one another and caring for one another, being able to give an active listening, be an active listening, a listening ear, because some of our partners, they just need to vent. They don't need much from us. But some of us, we don't even have time for ourselves enough to have time for our family. We also need to trust our partners enough to give them some personal space, time for themselves. Kay has his time. I have my time. The kids even have their personal time. When they have their personal time, that means if I need something from the refrigerator, from the kitchen, from wheresoever in the house, I need to get my butt up and go get it myself. I'm not going to call either one of them to bring it to me because they have their personal time. That builds a really close bond with each other because we trust in each other and giving each other space so we don't feel suffocated in relationship. We don't feel suffocated in being home. Like beginning of our relationship, because we were constantly arguing, Kay and myself, both of us have anger issues. So petty stuff, we were arguing over it. And for me, I will stretch it. I will stretch it. And like, he felt miserable and I was enjoying that. I wanted him to feel the pain that I was feeling. That was really like, it took me to work on my anger to understand that what I was doing was unhealthy. I was creating toxic environment and I was messing with Kay's emotional feelings, psychologically, which is not good. I mean, when you love someone, you don't inflict pain on the person. But that's what I was doing in the beginning of our relationship until I started learning some coping skills to have better understanding. And I was able to work on me in enough for both of us to start working on things that were not going well in our relationship and marriage. And we have been able to get going and getting better and better. We make fun at each other. We laugh with each other. We laugh at each other. We talk about things that are not going well. We don't sit on situation for 24 hours no more. That same day we squash it and we make sure that we maintain respect for one another. We communicate, we do teamwork, when it comes to raising the children. We need to make sure that we speak in the same language because kids, when they know that mom and dad is not on the same page, you best believe they're going to use that against you. So a lot of times, thank you so very much, Brother Evan. Thank you. I mean, sure. So it's like, a lot of times what happens is that when we do certain things, we have to be mindful. How is that going to affect my partner? If there are kids involved, my children and myself, would I be able to deal with that? Or you ask yourself questions, tough questions. If you're able to say yes, 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 then you go ahead and do it. But if it's yes for you and it's a no for your partner and children, then you know that's not a right thing to do because it's two against one. So you always have to assess things as a person, as a man, as a woman. Even if you're not in a relationship, when you're spending money, you need to ask yourself question, is this necessary for me to spend this amount of money in these days? This month, is that necessary? If it's a yes, then you go ahead and spend it. If it's, I don't know, it's a no. Maybe it's a no. Because when parents directing their children, some of them, they cannot be straightforward. They say, oh, maybe. Maybe a parent saying maybe to their child, that child, this is what they see. This is what they heard. My parents said yes because you said maybe. You didn't say yes or no, but in that child's mind, because you said maybe, they understand from their perspective that you said yes. So they're going to start looking for that. And when you finally come back and tell them no, that's going to create a tantrum. If you have not raised your child to be disciplined, that child is going to throw a tantrum. That tantrum can come in public, in the community, or anywhere because your child have no boundaries as to where to act out. So some of us parents, we create this type of certain condition for our children. The same thing we grow up like when you are timid. You go into relationship, you do not say much. Your partner is going to be dominating. Your partner is going to be controlling because you are so timid, you are fearful of speaking up. You are comfortable in the box. I say this all the time. In the box, there are four corners. Most of us know that there are four sides in a box. But there are some of us, we always using the one side. Even when we have hit a brick wall, we go to the same corner, not even remembering that we have three other options that we can utilize at any point. So if you are going out with a man or a woman that cannot utilize all four sides in the box, how are you expecting that person, that partner, to step outside their comfort zone? They can't step outside the box because they haven't been able to utilize all the corners. They're comfortable with that one corner. Those are the people who they have closed mindset. Omonene, yamfa ntete me penisafoɔ no. Yeah, those who say I was never raised like that. I just like it the way it is. They will never change. Never. You can stay with them for years and years and years. You're going to get the same crap, the same shit. Nothing else is going to change. So you have to figure out, advise yourself, is this the type of relationship or marriage I want to stay in? I mean, like, why torture myself? Marriage will not bring me to heaven. But it's good to settle with someone that you love, right? When it can, because I mean, hey, love making is something that is part of marriage. Sex is part of marriage, So and everybody have sexual interaction differently. We have different experience because sometimes, when you with your partner now, depending when you get your orgasm, is different. It's never the same, depending how the foreplay is, right? Where you touching your partner, words that you saying coming out of your mouth. If you whispering it, if you saying it in a really low voice, right? Medium voice, the tone of voice. How polished is that? You're not using your real voice, and you making sure that what you're doing with your partner, You want your partner's mind to be there, equal with yours. You don't want your partner thinking about their ex-boyfriend, their ex-partner, while you making love to them, you having sex with them. No, it's about the two of you. So the two of you need to focus on yourself, right? Some of us don't even know how to massage our partners, massage his neck, his back, like his stomach, his thighs, legs, like bicep. You just need to like be able to caress your partner and know where they flinch, because like when you do all this stuff, you're learning the secrets of how to make love to your partner, how to have real good sex with your partner, whereas they will be able to remember even days afterwards. When they walk in, they can feel it. Like I have had multiple days when like I'm in the kitchen and Kay just walked behind me. He's not even touching me, and I have this nice warm feelings inside, and I'm like, God damn, this man go kill me. But if you think that he's not doing his job or not, I will care. Oh, please. Probably when he's coming, I'll be like, hey, Maddie, anymore. Yeah, right. For sure. So, our brother, like, if any of you have some advice for our brother whose heart was broken, he trusts too fast. He doesn't give himself some time to get to know his partners, and he gives and gives too early. I mean, I'm not asking men not to. I'm not asking drama bonning. Hey, brother Brian, Jamie, how when here drama bonning? I said drama bonning for me. What's wrong with it? Eh? Ọbaa wawari a, like woyɛ adwamanfo a ɛyɛ for wo kun. There's nothing wrong with it. No kura mpo no Bible ɛnkyerɛ ɛnyɛ bɔne. Nti no ɛyɛ okay. Me nua bɛrima brother Brian. Yɛbɛkɔ yɛnkɔ nko a. Okay, yɛ fast a me mɛyɛ hurry up okura. So Brother Brian, today I'm behaving myself. I'm really behaving myself. So don't let me put myself in trouble. What it? Oh yeah. So like we just need to learn things, teach each other things, right? And learn from each other, because that's how we grow together. Relationship is not about one person. And the things that you want to be done to you, you also have to be done to other people. I'm not saying say men should not, treat their women well and, nice and get them things. I mean, but like, just be mindful how you start in the relationship. You have to continue. Would you be able to produce that? Okay. Or like you have to have conversation, like just spoil us, but don't spoil us too much, because some of us, we don't have boundaries. When you spoil them to a certain level, now there's no going back, and there's going to be problems after problems. Whereas you being stressed out, you having issues because you start out early. You start out early, so Brother Brian, leave me be. Oh. So I'm here. I am behaving myself, Ankasa. Yo, Marty, you behaving yourself, Ankasa, but you pointing some stuff out, throwing punches. You think I don't see between the lines? Yeah, so spoil us. Treat us, your women, as your queen. And we will treat you guys as our king. So like what you give is what you get. If you give us love, we will give you love. If you give us care, we will give you care. If you If you give us shit, you will get shit. Hmm. And to say, and then oh, it's your mind who says, we are sure. What can mate? What can mate, brother Brian? Into your man, to say, will be what advice or the be my brother, no, to say, no, way you're single. But to say he hopes to find someone compatible. I will bet me about a bra. But to say, and you my bain, not you man. I mean, to say some of the things we discuss, is about him working on himself to fully heal, because he can't, going from one relationship to another without fully healing. Healing is the first step. You can't get into another relationship if you are not fully healed, if you have not forgiven your exes, or you holding on to that pain, to not treat someone nice because someone did something to you that is part of like betrayal or like painful. Don't bring that into a relationship, because you're not going to be happy. Probably your actions, not the other person's action, your actions will cause you to lose that relationship. So I'm sure like the second person that he started dating, that took his money and ran, because he had not let go of the first one, and he poured his heart out as to what he went through. The other girl, just went for the ride. One of the other tip that I'm giving to all of us, including myself, when you leave one relationship, please zip it. Don't go into another relationship and tell that person, the new love in your life, every single tiny bit shit that you endure in your past relationship, because you just giving him their weapon, you giving her the weapon to hurt you when things go south. They're going to use the same information that you provide for them back on you. So just be mindful. Very much. Brother Brother said, I will tell my brother to pause and find peace within. Oh, I love that. For sure, Brother Brian, that is very great advice, because he does need to pause, and find peace within, learning to forgive, and making sure that his heart is clear, that he's not going into any relationship or rushing into any relationship. A lot of people don't realize when you give yourself time to heal, you'll be more successful than, failing the next relationship, because you have more understanding, or also like just learn certain coping skills, how to communicate with your partner, quality time spending, how much should it be not too much, not too uh, excessive, or like not too little. You have to keep it in between, balance it out, give each other room to breathe. He needs to embrace himself and get healing before taking off again. Most definitely. I so agree with you, brother Brian. A lot of us, especially women, some of us get into relationships because we feel like, oh, he left me. I'm not going to be single because I don't want my ex-boyfriend to see me still being single. He would think that, nobody's interested in me. So they would just jump into any relationship. That's where some of them find themselves being abused, being in a toxic relationship, and also pouring their heart out to the wrong people, and they can't find themselves. So let me move on to the second uh, to the second issue that was brought to me by a lady friend. So her husband's best friend, they've been best friends since kindergarten. So they like more like brothers. So one day he called to come and visit. Sister Beatrice, The welcome. Appointment is saying. So one day the best friend called the husband that he's coming for a visit. And when he Barack Obama said, I think if anyone rushes into a relationship right after a breakup may rebound. Most definitely. Oh my gosh, that is so very true. A lot of, like, I just don't know. I think some of us, we don't give ourselves enough time in life, in relationship, with our decision making. We need to take time, because if we do not take time to think through things, I mean, this mind is so fragile, complex, like it can be easily manipulated. And when you're going through emotional struggles, emotional stress, whoever else is coming in your life, they're going to tell you exactly what you want to hear. And you're going to fall in love, not genuine love with that person. You fall in love. We have a lot of women that falls in love for some guys for the wrong reason, because they're telling them what they want to hear. Some of them are desperate. Some of them are very limited. Some So it's like, it's sad. So you definitely right, Braka Bra. It's really important for anyone to not rush into relationship, because it's a rebound thing. And some of us, we feel like, oh, if our exes sees us with nobody, they would think that, uh we don't have, no one is interested in us. You're not living your life for your ex. You're living your life for you. We only have one life to live. Me, I dey enjoy my life rough. Hey, so like the way I enjoy my life, some people would think that I don't have any worries. No, I choose not to stress myself. I choose to be positive. Being a positive person is not easy. It requires work, discipline, self control, emotional resilience. Like it takes a lot to be positive. To be negative, you don't need to do any work. So you can say whatever with no filter. So many times, it's important. I mean, this brother, I have to give him. I have to give him, like, a pound. Kudos to him, because some people will not want to share their story, but like, we do have really genuine, like, men out there that truly love unconditionally. And we have some women that loves unconditionally. It just so happen at times many do not meet people that will truly cherish the love that they have for them, and they will misplace their feelings and hurt them so badly. And it's really unfortunate. We have good people who has become bad people because they've been hurt too many times, so they make decision not to love anyone no more. I have a friend who went through some difficult relationship. Now she's saying that she's not interested in being in a relationship. She's just going to use a vibrator um, to satisfy herself. So I mean, it's bad. It's sad. But if that's what's making her happy, who am I to tell her any different? But with time, if she's able to give herself time, I truly believe that she'll be able to love again. But she's not opening her heart because she has just closed it. It's going to take time for her to open her heart again. Oh, yeah, that you who I say, Sister Beatrice. So, that's really great. Thank you, guys. You see, clap for yourself. Minya Memanu. You guys have emotional intelligence. You are critical thinkers. I love that. So the second issue that a sister brought to me, that her husband's best friend. They've been best friends since kindergarten, and you see this one, you will not see one without the other. They move about, they work in the same place and everything. They really been great friends before she met her husband and everything. So the best friend comes to their house to eat and everything. So one day he called the husband, and the husband related to her that his friend, they are now friend because now he's friends with both of them, is coming by. So and then the husband need to go out to get a couple stuff from the store. So the friend came a little bit after the husband left to go get whatever accessories he needs to get. The lady let the husband's friend in the house, and then she gave him a seat, welcomed him very nicely, and went to get him water or drinks to serve him. But as she was serving him and she bent over, the best friend, the husband's friend, tried to kiss her, and she pulled away. And she said that her first reaction was to slap the shit out of him, but she thought of her husband and his relationship, so she kind of like held herself together, did not do that, but pull back and went and sat the opposite. So should she tell the husband of what what his best friend almost did, or should she let it go? So, what do you guys think? I mean, is that Mr. Lee Patterson? Mr. Lee, oh gosh, I have missed you. Are you back yet? Welcome back home. Eh? so, um, so the husband best friend trying to kiss her at their own home while the husband had gone out to get some stuff before his friend come. So she's asking, should she tell the husband, or what should she do? Nti no te sɛ wokun adamfo aba abɛsra mo na wokun asi abɔnten kɔtɔ adeɛ na n'adamfo n'aba wabie pon no ato ne pon wo ma ne nsuo kyerɛ sɛ wa welcome ne nicely na sɛ wode ne nsuo ma no anaasɛ drink bi a wo serve wama no na wo bendi over wode ma no no wokun adamfo no try sɛ wɔfe w'ano a ɛdeɛ na abɛ mmea adwa deɛ anka sotorɔ no deɛ nkɔbɛgye nano deɛ nkɔbɛgye. How dare him? Media nkɔbɛgye sotorɔ no deɛ nkɛbɛba. I'm not condoning in violence, but just as sotorɔ no deɛ nkɔbɛgye. Mr. Lee, oh, nice. You back. Welcome back, Mr. Lee. How was the flight and how was your stay in Ghana? Hey, you have to call me and give me the filler. I need to get all the filler, Mr. Lee. Even though when you know the course, said Ghana visit Libya. Hey, I can imagine it. Wow. Hey. So Mr. Lee. Very much so. So when I brought this to Kay, I asked Kay, I told Kay about it, and Kay was like, he gave me his experience when he was in secondary school that but you condone indiscipline, right? Yes. Yes, Mr. Lee, but every once in a while, Mr. Lee, what can someone, what mama bamu crab? You're right. But you're right, to discipline myself, because most times, slapping him, it's like he has power over you. Yeah. So like it's good to be able to kind of like discipline yourself, meaning your hands and feet needs to be safe, right? that means you don't touch him, you don't you just walk away and then talk to your husband later. Hey, Mr. Lee. Ah, Mr. Lee. Why must you? Comedian come in no more make asumbono. Sam because that's what no boy do. Obi din some na trying to try and you're good. But Mr. Lee, you're right. Violence does not solve the problem. And I preach of it. You see, this is one of the reasons I love Mr. Lee. He just called me on my own thing. It's like, no. There's a love. You're not getting this one by me. Don't tell me that bullshit. You don't use, like, you have to condone what? Discipline, right? Yes. So I would discipline myself. And keep my hands to myself, and solve it without violence. Please, I want my gift, brother Brian. What did that? Who pay will gift from? You go to Ghana and bring us gift too, Mr. Lee. Did oh my God, Sister Sage Williams says she should tell the husband what happened, and they should not be entertaining the friend in their house. Ooh, I love that. Most definitely. But Sister Sage, should she tell the husband during the time that the guy is there, or should she wait till the friend leaves, then tell the husband? Because there could be like two scenarios: telling the husband in front, during the time that the friend is there, it can escalate into something. As Mr. Lee called me out, there could be some type of physical aggression or escalation, right? One can hit someone with something that can bring, that can create police problem. Or should she wait till he leaves? Once he leaves, then tell the husband. And I mean, like, there's so many ways that can go about. And how is the husband going to react if the wife tells him after the friend leaves, or if she tells him during the time that the friend is there? How is the husband going to react to that? That's crazy. But I so agree with you, to tell the husband. No, I mean, you gotta slap the shit out of the idiot. Ah, Mr. Lee, I gonna love you so much. Oh, because there are some things in that is necessary. Because if the person is like is sleeping in the head, or the brain is not functioning enough now, that should wake up the brain. I mean, there are some reaction that is needed because they need to like have respect. Sorry. Shem says, I'm leaving for Ghana next Saturday. Oh, yeah, right. That would be. So, Sister Beatrice said, I think she should tell the husband what his best friend did, because the friend will turn around later to tell the husband that the wife was rather trying to do that to him. This happened to me years back in Ghana, and slapped this friend of my husband, then told my husband about it right away, and he threw him out from our house, and that ended their relationship that have built for years. Oh my goodness. Seriously, this is Beatrice. Well, kudos to you. Great job. You just wow, that's like so like you did um it right away. You did not wait for him to leave. You just told the husband right away, and your husband reacted. I mean, in in a way that it did not escalate to a police case. Like, wow. Uh-huh. Wow. So, like, damn. I don't understand some men. Oh, they think that every woman is the same. And sometimes I don't get it. Like, some of them have no respect for themselves. Just because your friend is like, I'm with your friend, you think that I'm that cheap? Is it likely, but I was thinking, is it likely possible that the husband may have also gone out to buy last minute stuff and kind of like set it up with his friend to try to seduce his wife to see if his wife will, like, fall for it? What do you guys think? Because anything is possible nowadays. Wow, Sister Beatrice, thank you for sharing your experience. And I'm so proud of you that you were able to do the right thing and let your husband know what almost transpired. And your husband believe you. I love relationship with trust. He trusts you and he believe you, because there are some men, their head is like, there's it's water sitting in their brains. They don't have no active brain. They will believe their friend over you because they've been friends so long. So I'm glad that it worked out um, with yours. It's crazy. How dare him? Mr. Lee said, tell the husband right away because he's not a good friend. Woo! So, Mr. Lee, I see. So the way that Sister Beatrice approach it is like right there when he's there. So he doesn't have enough time to go back and try to like make it look like the wife is the one that came on to him. Oh, I see. I was thinking about the safety part, the escalation, how bad, but telling him right away seems to be winning. And Sister Atubra agree with what Sister Sage said earlier, that the wife needs to tell the husband right away. Mhm. Sister Sage Williams said preferably after the friend leaves to prevent confrontation and verbal and physical escalation. That's what I was afraid of, because there are some individuals, men and women, like, they can uh really go above and beyond. And it's likely possible, like, the best friend can hurt the husband by hitting him with something, and then you, the woman, you don't have any protection. So sometimes, depend on the situation, you have to test the temperature to make sure, like, you are safe, because putting yourself in that instances, can also cause a whole lot of other problems. Chai. Yeah, some more. Mr. Lee said, I hate these two-headed double timing friends. Hey, Mr. Lee. Mr. Lee, you said something. This is huge. I'm telling you, like, when I told Kay this story, Kay shared his experience when he was in secondary school, that he said he had a girl and they had midterms. So she was leaving ahead of him, and he walked with her to the station, to for her to get her car to leave. And on their way, before they got to the gate, he handed Kay a letter. And that letter was a love letter. And the words in it was like, God damn it, you going to fall for this person. So Kay said he finished reading it. He was like, hey, so like, who wrote this beautiful like love letter to whom? And she was like, to me. And he was like, huh? From who? And then she told Kay that from Kay's best friend. Kay's best friend wrote that love letter to the girl, thinking that he can, snatched her away from Kay. And she gave him the letter to read. So, like Kay said, after that day, he did not ask his friend. He just looked at him twice. He makes sure say he didn't share any of his, inner thoughts with this person. His interaction with the person uh, at, decreased, and up to today, he never told his friend that he knew that he trying to go behind him and take his girl. So because of that experience, Kay developed like in between some of his relationship all the way to when we start dating together. That was one of the problem that we get into disagreement and argument about because of trust issue. Like, like he will make a comment and say certain thing that will like tell me like he didn't trust me. And I'm like, listen, I'm not your school girlfriend and I'm not your past girlfriend. If you have had issues in the past, don't bring it here. It's not welcome here. Do not compare me to other people because I am me. So he needed to understand that. So he does not, he said, Kay said, like, I'm not going to trust any friend to be alone with my wife anywhere. Even he would not trust his own flesh and blood to be alone with his wife. But like, in the beginning, how he said it, because when his grandmother passed away from his father's side, um, he was going to Ghana, and one of his friends wanted me to like advertise some of his food and stuff on my program. And I said, fine, when you have time, come to the house and then we're gonna do it together. So he kept pushing it some other days. So Kay and I was talking, and I was like, well, he can come over anytime, even when you leave for Ghana. I wasn't thinking about the other aspect. And then Kay was like, that's not happening. And I was like, what do you mean? What, you don't trust me? And then he was like, no, it has nothing to do with that. He's a guy. And he was like, for us men, some things can get police about to get up. And he knows that I'm in Ghana. And if he's in the house alone with you and something triggers that, his strength is above and beyond yours. You cannot fight him off. So, like, prevention is better than cure. So I was like, okay, when you explain it that way, I understand what you're saying. So he cannot come over while you're in Ghana. When you come back, then we can arrange that, which was on, that was like, having effective communication and having understanding. It worked out. So, like, by like that incident, create other issue. Like Kay had like, trust issues, and he was insecure about so many other things. It took time, years, for him to like work on that. And not be jealous of certain relationships that I have. And we human, we have different feelings and stuff, but us being able to talk about it, we were able to like, work on a lot of things for us to understand each other and respect each other and set boundaries. So Beatrice said, these are some of the reasons why we should build trust in a relationship is very essential, most definitely. And thank you, Sir Beatrice. Mr. Lee Patterson said, you see, some women think they are what some women call fine boy. So they can take advantage of their friends' women in and of their friends women, and in cases some women also throw up the invitation. Oh, yes, Mr. Lee. Most definitely. There are some women like when their boyfriend's friend, come and, like say some charming words and stuff like that. Some of them give themselves up like it's nothing. And they will leave their boyfriend and start dating that one in secret. And then at some point it comes out be like, and then they will start telling you, well, you can't do this, you can't do that. And then later on they find out that they've been used. Mr. Lee, you're right. I mean, it's so like everything that we do, it comes back to us, good or bad. Whatever we reap, we're going to sow. If you don't get it during school time, when you're in a relationship, fast forward, or you in a marriage, you're going to feel it. Somebody is going to do the same thing to you. And then you don't understand. You blaming your house witches and they have nothing to do with it. It's it's incredible. Anyhow, Eja, makasa ye. Hey, you're wonderful. I love the contribution. I just love it, and it's good advice. I mean, like I said to my sister, you need to tell your husband because it's crucial. Uh, but I left the decision for her to like um, the guy is not there, and I told her to speak to the husband because, as Sister Beatrice said, I told her not to let too much time pass because at some point, if the friend keeps coming to that house, he's going to turn the story on her and start telling his friend that his wife has been coming on to him to make to kind of like split them up, destroy their relationship. So I'm glad that majority of you saying that she needs to let the husband be aware what's happening. As Mr. Lee said it, those two-headed double timing friends. Some friends, they're not friends at all. They just around you because they're just waiting for the right moment, like a cobra, and then they go pop. They take it away from him. Mr. Lee Patterson said, yes, prevention is better than cure because, of course, he is stronger than you. And if he will move in to execute that dreadful plan, it could happen before police come in. He has have his way. Most definitely, Mr. Lee, because like when Kay said, no, hell no, he's not coming. I was like, what do you mean? I can take care of myself. I mean, you don't trust me? And he was like, no. That if that was like the old K, the both of us were like probably have a foolish argument. But he was like, no, Adwoa, you're not understanding it. I'm not saying he's not coming to the house because I don't trust you. This is my concern. He knows that I'm in Ghana. So if he's in the house with you alone and something triggers him and he forced himself upon me, I cannot fight him. I cannot fight him off, and he can have his way with me. And then, he knows that I'm in Ghana, so he knows that I'm not going to be walking in anytime soon. He knows you have no support coming from anywhere. So I was like, say no more. I understand where you're saying. You're right. My strength cannot measure up to a man's strength because a man's physical strength are way over women. So I understand him perfectly, and I have to thank him for thinking about my safety. Mhm. So I was grateful that Kay was able to utilize his words to have me understand without me assuming and accusing. This is why like patience is good. And when you learn effective communication, this is some of the fruit that you bear. you get to have more understanding with one another. So yes, we do say prevention is better than cure, because prevention is better than cure. Something that that can be preventable, and you choosing not to do that, and something goes wrong, that's on you. You have to deal with the consequence. So, I am a tough woman, but like there are some things that I have to utilize my emotional intelligence, especially if I'm not thinking it and my partner is able to point it out. I have to say, thank you, baby, and move on, right? Ralph Brown says, I think I agree that everything that happens during relationship might must be discussed regardless between the two. But being positive is a key in all discussion. Ooh, most certainly, yes. Yes, I mean, Mr. Lee, like I remember, like way back in the days, that's like almost 3 years ago when we became friends. Like Mr. Lee and I became friends through somebody else's platform. Like he came he came on live and spoke, gave his opinion on the topic of what we were discussing about. And I'm sitting back, listening, and I was like, man, this man has wisdom. Like, he really spoke well, and he spoke for the woman's side, and he called on the men outside. That's what's up. That's what I'm talking about. And he made some comments. I liked it and everything. So I went, as the program was going on, I went to Facebook and type in his name, and then I send a request for him, and then I send him a message through Messenger, and I let him know who I was and why I sent him the request, because I listened to him, share his opinion on this issue, and I really truly enjoy how he spoke, and I would like to be friends with him. And thankfully, Mr. Lee did not think of me as a crazy ass woman, a crazy ass woman. So he accepted me and we became friends. And we became fast friends. I mean, like that day he accepted, we started talking, and it felt like I know him for years. Because Mr. Lee is straightforward. He does not sugarcoat things. When you tell him something, he will assess and give his opinion on that. So I was really impressed with how he analyzed things. I was really, really happy with that. So that's how Miss Lee and I became friends. But like, we became fast friends that same day that he accepted me. We started talking about a whole lot of stuff, relationship, marriages, general stuff. And then when we became friends, I did a program regarding a Nsem. And one of my friends asked me how many times a man can sleep with his woman. And I said, as much as you like. I mean, hey, that's on you. and that day, Mr. Lee did not watch me, but he went and watched the video over. And I have done part 1 and part 2 on that. So he sent me an audio on Messenger, and he was like, Sister Love. Mr. Lee gave me Sister Love. I love it. I watched one of your videos, and this is some of the things that you said. I want you to go back, do research, and come back and do part 2. So I was like, Mr. Lee, I did part 2 already. He was like, well, then you're going to have to do part 3. I was like, really? Why? Why can't you just tell me? He was like, no, I'm not telling you. I want you to go research on that, and you come back and let me know what you find. Mr. Lee gave me homework. And I was like, oh my gosh, why must I have to go do that? So I did. I took a couple days, went on Google, and everything that I discussed, I talked about in terms of, having sex, with your partner, sex being a form of exercise. It can never be compared with going for walk, going to the gym and doing certain things. So I went back and I did do part three of that program. And, I was able to educate and also take some um take some contribution that I learned from it, that anything done excessively can kill you. So if sex is something good, it's part of pleasure that couples, enjoy with each other. And it's something that both partners needs to enjoy. And there are months and days or weeks that a husband and a wife, will uh, enjoy each other a lot. And there's going to be some months that you guys don't even touch each other, because married couples do not have sex every single day. There are some months, some weeks that it's like on and on and on. It's like, God damn, I bet that. You things are just like, whoo. So I was able to kind of come back and be able to express, analyze things more, that yes, sex is good, but you cannot substitute take going for walk, going for jogging, going to the gym, working out, doing push-ups and everything for having sex as a form of exercise. Yeah, of course, when you have sex, and it's a good one, your heart will be racing and you be like you can't get enough, and you moving your body. It's a form of exercise, but you can compare to the other uh, real exercise. And anything excessive can kill you. Some people will be like, "Oh, men, men, it's in men's DNA to have as much partner and stuff." Sure, go have as much partner and stuff, because when you have too many of everything, it can weaken you. You can get sick. You can die. You have some men who are not strong enough, like they taking Viagra. Viagra is a drug, okay? At some point, it has its effects, right? So at some point, you're going to be taking, if you were taking one Viagra 2, 3, 5 years ago, probably now you need two or three. So as it goes up, you think it's not doing nothing else in your body. Mhm. So, and then you have some men who have to drink. They need to get drunk before they can have sex. And a lot of men who drinks, they don't realize that in the middle of the night or like in the morning, your breath stinks. When you breathe on your women who don't drink, it stinks. So like that's a turn off, right? And then you have, some partners, who has really bad hygiene. Their armpit stinks, their genital area stinks. It's not just woman vagina. Some men, their testicle, underneath their testicles, between their testicles and penis, it stinks, because when they wash themselves, they don't wash themselves well. Any place, any space in human body that air does not flow there, it stinks. So you need to wash yourself. So maintaining good hygiene. Hi, Kay. Hey. Oh, it's time. Okay. Maintaining good hygiene is really important in relationship. Okay. And we have to teach each other, learn from each other, and teach each other. Men who have like ego and so prideful of learning things from their partner, please, when you have someone like that, you need to be able to like fi- advise yourself. Yes, yes, yes. Miss Sage, Mr. Lee is knowledgeable and articulate. Yep, I have heard him talk on your show and also by his comments. Most definitely. Like Mr. Lee literally had me go back to do part 3 on that program. That's the only program that I have part 3. I normally do part 1 and 2 or part 1 alone. That's why like I would do a long video, but he had me do part 3. That program itself, having sex and stuff. I did part 3, and it's like all together, probably 12 hours all together, or maybe 9 hours. It was crazy, but Mr. Lee did have me go do my homework and talk about it. Mr. Lee Patterson said, I have had this shit from school till in my adulthood. Really? Yes, because I date beautiful girls, then times in my prime. And beautiful women in my adulthood. Most men can chat can chat up beautiful women, non-girls, but have the appetite to taste. And yeah, some also via my friendship, they can talk to class girls and class women. So most at times they think they can pull some fast shit, but none of them want. I know, but head raccoons. And yeah, some more, and Mr. Lee, and in the times, I'm telling you, I think that like some men, they know how to talk the talk, but they can't walk the walk. But in for most women, they tend to believe the liars more than the honest men. I mean, a lot of us don't like the men who are so quiet, so reserved, uh, and don't not womanizer, because like I mean Kay will tell you guys if I'm lying. When we first started talking, I didn't feel like Kay can engage and have a really flow conversation. I just felt like he was boring, and that used to like really piss me off. And then once we started understanding each other, I actually came to realize that Kay is a funny dude. He is so hilarious. Like he can make jokes. And he told me one time that his um um co-worker asked him if he was married, and he was like, yeah. He was like, does your wife know that you are that funny? And he was like, my wife, I don't think she even noticed that. And he was speaking the truth, because I was like constantly, the first 2 to 3 years, 2.5 to 3 years a year, we struggled too much. We were not listening. We were talking at each other. We were not talking with each other. We were just saying things, and it was like bouncing back because none of us was listening to each other. So it's so different. and and I mean, I'm loving the relationship that Kay and I have been able to build, being able to speak with one another, be respectful, teamwork, collaborate with our kids, in making sure that they do understand. They're not playing us against each other, and, we're not going. I mean, sorry, guys. Okay, it's hilarious. Why, you want to say something? No? Hey, already? Isn't it time to go to work? Your stomach hurts? He kidding no. Huh. He's saying his stomach hurt. I'm thinking something else. Needed a reason to stay home. Mr. Lee said, you damn right. That's what's up. Keeping it real. All right, so I have spoken over 2 hours. So let me just do some promotion of my lovely darling sisters, credible, motivational, inspirational sisters who also have, who some of them does program also, that I think that we will all kind of like get something productive, beneficial out of it, because their programs are very educative also. And then some of our sisters also selling some authentic merchandise. As you guys see this beautiful shirt, right? Some of you have seen me wearing different colors, different type. Of lately, I'm wearing this one that has the water well. That's what Sister Sage said is called. Um, hey, water well, no kura tree, no kura. See your friend is saying, uh, okay, in Shubra. Uh-huh. I got it. Huh? In Shubra. Uh-huh. This is what it's called. This clothing. In a traditional clothing is in Shubra. Water well. You guys see me wearing a lot of that, but different colors and stuff. But as I said all the time, hey, your friend is saying inventory. I'll wear it over and over to whenever I wash them. The neck does not expand. It's still the same. It stay the same, which tells me it's authentic. There are some shirts when you buy them and you wash them and you dry them, the round neck looks like a V. This is not the type of shirt, and for Canada, Sister Sage is still working on it. Sister Sage, I don't know how many times I will say it, so please work on it fast. Sister Yatobra is waiting. Sister Rami is waiting. And then man, who Sister Sage in the Bedians man, who Sister Sage, sorry, Sister Sage, Sister Aisha Ankara. I hope that everything is well. So to say, so this shirt is like, and it's so comfortable and it's really thick, right? Like in the winter time, it's been cold, but I'll just wear this with hoodie over it, and I feel warm enough because I mostly drive, so it's like from the house into my car. But this is a really nice shirt. I can wear them to um, go to work, you know. I can wear them to go out in casual, casual dress, or like it's nice. I have a friend who was interested in, and Sister Sage, send her and her children some t-shirt also, and she's really super excited about it. She's not Ghanaian, she's not African, she's Latino, and she loves it. And so thank you, Sister Sage, for making that happen. So if you want one of these t-shirt or multiple t-shirt, you can buy them like the holidays coming. If you don't want to spend too much money, you can buy some of this t-shirt. You can buy two t-shirt or one t-shirt with biscuit whatsoever, and send to a friend or a family member. If they don't like it, well, that's on them. That's all you can afford. I think I'm going to be doing something like that just to show my love for sure. So go to sageshare.com. You see it like on my screen. And when you get there, a whole bunch of she has a whole bunch of different t-shirt. When you go to her Miss Sage's website, you don't see different colors of t-shirt. You see a black t-shirt. Don't leave the site, just pick the size of the shirt that you're looking for. And then she has a really comment box, that's where you're going to put the color of the shirt that you want. Like this new colors I'm wearing, Sister Sage chose them for me because I have run out of like colors, the regular norm color: red, blue, green, yellow, and pink and all that. So she picked most of the um, t-shirt with Waterwell. This one, um, this design in front. She picked most of those colors for me, and I'm enjoying it. Not only does she sell t-shirts, she also sell traditional clothing, dresses. She sells cream, like cocoa butter, but she has made it her own. It's incredible. I love it. Jewelries, beads, and so many other things. So please reach out to Sister Sage. DM her, send her a message on Messenger, or go to her website, sageshare.com, and then order. And she will contact you through your email, because the email is required. If you then your number, you can also provide your number, and she will call you and get the orders, and making sure that she's sending you exactly what you're seeking for. Her customer service is fantabulous. I mean, I enjoy the way she will call me when she send the package, and then she will let me know when the package is going to arrive. She tracks it. She sent me the information. I never tracks it, and then I will see a text from her, Sister Adwoa Odo, like, you should be receiving it today. I'm like, okay, thank you. And sure enough, the package that's arrived, the time, she's consistent with any whatever, like her customer service. Like, I have been to other African places. Some of them, you greet them, even them greeting you back is a struggle for them. You say good afternoon, and I say maha, like, as I someone all kind of back, and it's hard for them all kind of meji wosono nano ye ne ya. Hey, customer service there is good though. You have to learn uh good customer service, because that's what will bring your customers back. And for sure, Sister Sage is here. I'm not lying. I keep going back because her customer service is like fantabulous. It's excellent. She knows what she's doing, and she treats you with so much care. I don't know, and so much love. And I mean, like, it's incredible. So good job, Sister Sage. Just continue to do what you do. And I'm sure in due time, a lot of us Ghanaians will support you. When you have a sister, doing something on the side, taking her time. And this right here, it's just beautiful. How she has taken her time to, like, oh my gosh, it's just incredible. You guys, go and order some shirt, okay, or dresses and stuff. And some of her dresses that I bought, when I wear it, my butt will be sticking out. There are some clothes you wear, your butt disappears, but all the clothing I have bought from Sister Sage, it does bring out my true future, and bring out my backside, which I love. And then we have Boss Lady. Hashtag that about Rasta one in fire drive time on weekdays, Monday through Friday at 4 p.m. UK time at Fire Life Radio. Say Oja de Mankasa. I think so every Saturdays we are our Fire Life Radio. We have your mommy Treboa any akra in sankofa almost si twi kasa tin me no ɛyɛ sɛ mekɔtie da bia on Saturdays 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. UK time. Afei nso no yɛn a yɛn nua ba yɛdɔfo pa ɔbɛsi ma san wɔ nimdeɛ ka ho sister Aisha Ankra ɔno nso no for Juice Plus natural supplements, or Tombi, mommy and support sister Aisha Ankra, and also I told Avon Brothers, Boss Lady Nsem ba lipstick, changing the basa rough lipstick nina sister say sister Aisha Ankra. And I just say what sponsor Boss Lady. Ain't to say wohia lipstick a boss lady did we can no offer no reach out to sister Aisha send a beya wait me I order a free sister Aisha honum near support no so who say wuni ya dia no aboa no afin so ye author ba kope Yayan kasa ye nua ba ye dofo motivational sister inspirational sister aha sa pepepe sister ya for the atobra ni Facebook page ni ye Auntie Ya's book corner. Tuesdays oba beye practical enyamesem. Thursdays oba beye live videos already say what three books in between the pandemic. Hey, when the team yes, this is incredible. Hey, the first book, inspirational book, very like just go by, go to Amazon. First book, Reflections of a Thirsty Soul. Okay, the second book, hey, I love it all because I identify myself in her second book. It's like she came and did interview and wrote about me, but the book is not about me. She just wrote her experience, and I find myself reading things that I have also experienced. A lot of women going to connect with the second book, which is The Beauty of a Woman's Heart. Come on, the topic, the title itself. It brings the inner you as a woman. Men man subetimi akan mubenya ntiaseɛ ɛwɔ Mr. Yi Mr. Lee knows what I'm talking about. And then the third one, which just came out October 12th. Inti 12. The third book came out a month exactly today. Was say refreshing for my weary soul. Inspiration, another motivational inspirational one. When so dear page, kakra bi no 100 and something pages. Me read books over 400 pages. I love reading. Reading, good. It helps with your grammar and your vocabulary and so many other things. And it's good for us to read. And when you educate yourself now, you are able to acquire knowledge which will develop into wisdom. And mama yen support author back sister yeah for that go to Amazon, buy one of the books. I would recommend for everybody to buy all three, because I bought all three. I'm waiting for the third one. They're going to deliver to me on the 23rd. It's like it's torture, but by the 23rd I should be able to get it, which is fine. So no problem. After so no Sundays sister Yatubra any Sundays in so about life or Auntie Ya's cozy book chat with Obapa B Russell. And I think so our beautiful sister B Russell or non no or beauty advocate for her 100% natural health, and DM her for more information. I think so yes sister Obapa Mamle or non so parental alienation will YouTube. Okay, so it's very educative. Let's go and support her with that, because we do have a lot of parents, both men and women, they pollute their children to kind of like create stories, lies into their children's head that will divide them. Like there's so many people, both gender, who can harm their own children for their own selfish needs. So we just need to be mindful of that. I think so. Saturdays, 3 p.m. US Eastern Time. Mene sɔfo Samuel Koso yɛba ɛbɛyɛ awareɛ nkyerɛkyerɛ, marriage lessons. But just because it says marriage lesson, we talk about anything, everything. Last week, yeah, discussion no ade a epie bae self control nti nyame yɛ adom a ɔkyena awia near Tinkoma, many suffer some more so we will come and discuss self-control. Into self-control, no, and yes, what worrying even we are single, and I say I finna wunina before wall swa and you may be a bit to me aye. Would be very strict to yourself, would be disciplined with self. Your mind physical being and everything because a lot of times we don't understand when you learn some coping skills now about wow to build a healthier relationship and a healthier marriage, right? And you will not rush into certain relationship because they say you feel like it's necessary. Marriage will not bring us to heaven, so we just need to be mindful of that. Okay. And huh, thank you guys for your productive contribution. I always enjoy when I have friends and family who are closest to me, the regulars, you come and you contribute. As I always say, I don't look for quantity, I look for quality. All right. So, like, I just enjoy learning from you guys and me also sharing information. It just makes me feel good. I love interacting. Sister Sage Williams said, "Thank you, Adwoa Odo. You look fab as always." Well, thank you. I love this T-shirt. So sometimes, when I'm in the rush and I can't iron things, I just grab it and put it on, and then I'll stretch it out to make it look not too wrinkled, but most of the time I do iron it before I put it on because I need to look presentable. Most definitely. Mr. Lee Patterson says, Sister Love, you got taste for t-shirt. I have really observed. Thank you so very much, Mr. Lee Patterson. Mr. Lee, mwah, chop kisses. Boss lady, lipstick na me kind no. I'm told nonsense. I will be her boss na no na. They say their colors no say the akoniaba bani. They say cry their boss. I won't be surprised. So say there's some guy be a one feel way they want to come over there and give you some kisses. Mwah, 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 mwah. You are no yes say such. Mr. Lee Patterson says mostly what is said is travel and see, but as a matter of fact is travel and learn because hey, people are still marching on their time in square one. Mr. Lee cried your best asem no square one, not just on your own free kindergarten who. Hey, Mr. Lee, punches pen, punch lines pen. Serious matter. Hey, some more. If you more honor times in Mr. Lee, they don't even understand. How do you learn if you can't even get the terms right? Travel and learn. I mean, learning, education is the key. You cannot be illiterate and expect to climb up. You gotta learn. You have to have information. You cannot have a debate if your mind is empty or it has water sitting in there. You can't go into something that you cannot produce nothing. Yeah. Oh shit. Reading helps with exquisite functioning of brain. Most definitely. I mean, like I use reading to put myself to sleep. Like there are nights if I'm not sleepy, I will just read. I will read and put me to sleep. Like in my teenage years, I have textbooks as big as almost me, but I'll still find time to read romance book. But around that time, Mr. Lee, party when you lack of something that is serious. Around that time, I didn't even know the benefit of sex. I wasn't experienced. So it's like The he Nora Roberts romance book. Hey, the way this woman described when they are about to have sex and make love, I used to like have this type of feelings. I didn't know. Now I know. And then I will stop reading you. Give myself time. Now I know. So now if I read being married and K is available, oh, I will read through everything. He's available. I'll read through everything. Hi. Yeah, some more. Nti moma me mo enyum baako mo me mo nyum mienu bi miensa bi anaasɛ na bi ma me mo miensa bi and then I'll be off for today. Meda mo ase paa ne mo productive contribution adɔfoɔ nom ne anuanom nso a ma share program no mo nso meda mo ase nyame nhyira mo. I feel so. I am not subscribing me YouTube. Why? I have a long way to go with the YouTube. Me to say sometimes I don't advertise it enough. But you see, you crow move on, so no, you move a brain and per se, you crow moon for binum ebe ye. And so no, say, Yamishrawa no shroud in due time, no. Things will start falling in place. And I'm hoping, say, at the phone, mube reach out to Sister Sage Williams, Sister Aisha, and then some of you will go to Amazon to buy Sister Yatuber's book. I mean, her books are really, really inspirational and motivational, and you get a lot out of it. Some of us are struggling. Some of us, we have the same stories, but some of us, we are not able to tell our story as we need to tell it. And she has the confidence to put that in words. So, and reading her books is motivating me in so many ways. So, like, you can't say you know it all. You have to learn from other people because the way that I was, I have been able to learn coping skills to manage a lot of things in my life. But I have also gotten so much from Mr. Lee speaking with him. The type of relationship that I have been able to build with him. Mr. Lee and I have never met. We don't know each other in person. We became friends through social media. But when we talk, not sometimes we talk for hours and hours. It's like crazy. I'm ready? Oh, okay. So, like, it's just incredible. There are some friends that you able to talk to. Oh, Sister Sage, thank you so much for sending that clip or video. Like, I learned so much from it. It's like incredible. That's how we learn, like uh Sister Sage, we met on social media, and she knows exactly some of the things that I like. She's not just sending me anything. Boss lady, like, we talk whenever necessary. Sister Yat, to Brian, myself, we'll be sending each other voice note, just having conversation and laughing about some things that we heard, like, just general stuff. Okay, any love you. To say, like, hey, K, I distracted you. So it's like, we talk, we communicate in different ways, but like, and Openyochi, he sends me like positive messages every single morning, and when I see it, I'll call him. Sometimes we'll talk for some time, and at times I'll send him a voice note and I'll let him know I'll call him as soon as I'm able to do so. Brother Brian from Palm, pain in the uh, pain in the pain in the butt, I should say. Yeah, I said it. Like, but I love him dearly. He is like awesome. Like, we talk also. The jingle that he made for me, there's a lot of story behind it, so I cherish it very much. And he and I knows the reason why he does that. And then Bra Kwabna, when boss lady come, he comes and bring his sexy voice. Being married does not mean I cannot compliment other people. I can. It's my discipline, how far I go with it. I don't step over boundaries, so that's quite okay. Kay understands now. And since Aisha, like, she be like, Adwoa, and you not coming? I'm like, I'm coming, I'm on my way. Don't worry about it. So it's like, and then since I'm saying she be sending me some voice note, like, I have a group, like I'll send some stuff in there and we'll be like cracking up, sister Sika, Eddie and sister Yeah. But like, sometimes you have like different time and we're not able to catch each other. Like, it's crazy, but we do support each other behind the camera because we do love each other. We have grown to become family, and family is what we need to be. We need to show each other love, care, and support no matter what, because together we build. So uh, I really truly enjoyed today's program. Sometimes when we have to just talk about anything, I was hoping somebody would drop a topic for us to discuss. Some of you can bring a topic for us to discuss or ask questions and stuff. But today, I think the conversation was like really productive, and I love you guys. I love you all. Thank you, Sister Love, for a good program. Take care. I love you. One love. One love to you as well. Always, Mr. Lee. That's what's up. And thank you for your contribution. Sister Sage Williams says, Sister Joe, don't believe it or not. That lady in the clip is my cousin. Really? I love her. Like, just watching that, she's incredible. Wow, that's incredible. I love it. You gotta let me know if like she does programs like consistently. This way I can watch her live. Like I really enjoy it. So when she does do stuff like that, please send them to me. She's based in the UK. I see. I love it. I really truly enjoy. Very insightful information, educational, and we need people like that. We need to learn from them and really pay attention. This is what social media is about: networking, socializing, learning, and connecting. Mr. Lee, you, I couldn't said it any better, for sure. Yeah, most certainly. So thank you. So let me play, like, I love coffee tea Rockia, but I'm going to save that for last because I don't mean say William Ponsa will maybe a normal. I'm muting into me say, do I know for last no muting, it doesn't bother me. My main call. Okay, let me play this. Nana I Kwame or the kill. I don't know. Or the shock. Yeah. You play or the shock. Why? In fact, Pambushio soon because I'm going to go crazy. Hey, why am I dog? What's it? Who done my shocking? Hey! Hi, sis. Yeah. Oh my gosh, I didn't share it, right? I did. They say maybe you cry me be chame last year. I don't know. I don't know. Like that's hey, I saw and my main fan always say, oh, sorry. And today we had like really good topic. Sorry, guys. Oh, kusa. Okay, I'm doing that now. Oh, sorry. Mate. Hi, dear. How are you? Sorry. You guys did not see me from the beginning. Okay, sorry you didn't see me from the beginning. Rami, you should get it. You should get it right. Okay. All right. You guys put on your dancing shoes. Music is a good sensory for the mind, body, and soul. Okay, chawanase. I see you guys. I love this song. Man, me come back in my day and right. I see you guys tomorrow. Yeah. That's a wrap. Because of pain, I can't do some moves. I had to put on some brakes. Bidibiate. And I mean, come when you're Hawaii. We'll meet tomorrow. Bye. Take care. He said the can make the boy métier behind. Right. Bye. Take care. Love yourself. Care for yourself. Do self-care. Build your self-confidence. Self-assessment. Self-value. Have self-value. Basically, do self-everything. It will bring you a long way. Much love to you as well, Sister Rami. One love to each and every one of you. More my share program, no contribute my liking, my loving, using other emojis. I love each and every one of you. One love basis. Always take care.